former US President Donald Trump has slammed the US-Mexico border deal as a catastrophe waiting to happen. He called the southern border the worst in the history of the world and alleged that the US might suffer from another terrorist attack. He stated that 3 years ago, US had the strongest and safest border in the country's history. According to Trump, terrorists are pouring in unchecked from all over the world. Trump continued his message to Republicans in Congress that they should abstain from reaching a bipartisan deal addressing the southern border. So, of course, this is the statement that has been made by Trump. Meanwhile, joining us on the broadcast to give us more on this is my colleague Arzu Seth. Arzu, what more details can you share with our viewers?
Well, yes, the US former President Trump called the southern border the worst in the history of the world and alleged that the US might suffer from another terrorist attack. Also, Trump wrote that just 3 years ago, we had the strongest and safest border in US history. Today, we have a catastrophe waiting to happen. It is the worst border in the history of the world, and open down is our once great country. He said that terrorists are pouring in unchecked from all over the world. There is now a 100% chance that there will be a major terror attack in the US. They claim that US, the former President Trump is making, and he is saying that there might be a major terror in the US close the border. Trump continued his messaging to Republicans in Congress that they should abstain from reaching the bipartisan deal addressing the southern border, and the back border deal is far worse than the no border deal. Trump floating another post. Also, as per information, the former president's stance on the current Senate negotiation over giving aid to Ukraine and other countries and addressing the border is giving lawmakers trouble in reaching an agreement. It was also upset lawmakers on both sides as they deal with the former president's influence over the Republican Party. Yes.
With that, I'd like to thank you for joining us on the broadcast and sharing those details with our viewers. Meanwhile, joining us on the broadcast is Mr. Sanjeev Srivastava, international affairs expert. Good morning, sir, and thank you so much for speaking to us on News X. Now, Trump has slammed the US-Mexico border deal and called it a catastrophe waiting to happen. What do you make of these remarks?
Well, Asabri, first of all, very good morning to you. Good morning to all the viewers. Asabri, former President Donald Trump's view on immigration has always been tough. And when he was President of the United States of America, he took a very big initiative of fencing the border. And now when he is a front runner to win the Republican nomination for the U.S. presidential election, then he is making again a very strong pitch for having a very strong immigration policy. And at this point of time, currently, there are negotiations going on between the ruling Democratic Party as well as the opposition party, the Republican Party, to have a bipartisan border deal, through which there are reports that they are going to limit the number of such immigrants to the United States, and they will put that number about 5,000 immigrants a single day. If that limit is crossed, then there will be a shutdown of that immigration process. And also, they are going to bring about a lot of other, changes in the U.S. immigration policy. Those illegal immigrants, those who are still, living in the U.S., they will not be given any kind of, asylum or normalcy, and their Part 2 citizenship will be, curtailed. And in the beginning, the Democratic Party has had a liberal view with regard to immigration. But the immigration issue for the United States of America is becoming very, very serious because a large number of people from Mexico, they enter the United States of America. and that number is going up and up. And the Republican Party was heavily criticizing it, and Democratic Party, President Biden himself was under enormous pressure, and that is why even the Democratic Party has changed its stance now, and they are going to cut down the number of immigrants at certain level. As I said, it could be 5,000 immigrants per day, and that limit is crossed, then it will be shut down, and a lot of other stricter measures the Biden administration is also going to take. So I think immigration is going to become a very important issue again in the U.S. presidential election, and a very hard and rhetoric, not only rhetoric, but I'm sure that when former President Donald Trump comes into power, he will again take a very strong measures again to check the immigration, much stronger than what is being negotiated at this point of time. So, the former President Donald Trump has been having a very strong views on immigration, and when the elections come closer, he is again pitching this issue with a very strong views, and obviously it will generate a lot of interest in his views, and also let's see what kind of impact it makes on the currently negotiated deal between the Republican and Democrats, because former President Donald Trump is having a lot of influence at this point of time in the overall Republican Party.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.